What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Chocolate Broadcast, your home for movie news, trailer reactions, and everything happening in movies right now. And today we just got a brand new look at one of the biggest fantasy films of the summer and one of my most anticipated films of the year, Masters of the Universe. So I want to talk about the new trailer a little bit because yes, a new one just dropped, and this one finally takes us deep into Eternia. Now, according to the latest reports, Masters of the Universe is still set to hit theaters on June 5th, and this new footage gives us our clearest look yet at the world, the heroes, and the villains that are going to define this film. So let's break it down. So, unlike the first trailer, which focused heavily on Prince Adam living on Earth, this new trailer is almost set entirely on Eternia, and the tone is definitely a little bit more darker than the first one. So, we see a world that has fallen into chaos, a kingdom under control of the tyrannical Skeletor, and right away you can feel the stakes. Prince Adam, played by Nicholas Galzatine, is locked away in a dungeon, stripped of power, stripped of hope, but even in captivity, he's rallying his allies in a pretty funny scene. And this is where the trailer really starts to flex because we get our first glimpses of the core team. Man at Arms, played by Idris Elba, Tila, played by Camila Mendez, Fisto, Ram Man, and even Roboto. This feels like a full-on ensemble movie, not just a solo hero story, and I'm glad they're giving everybody something to do, clearly, from at least the trailer. But let's talk about the villains because they were out here shining, because this trailer gives us our best look yet at Skeletor, played by Jared Leto. He is having a different voice. He doesn't sound like Jared Leto, and I think the performance actually looks theatrical and dramatic. You can tell they're leaning into that classic fantasy villain energy. We also get glimpses of Evil Lyn, played by Alison Brie, Trapjaw, one of Skeletor's most iconic enforcers, and visually, these characters look straight out of the classic cartoons and action figures, but with a modern cinematic polish. Now, what really stood out to me here was that the whole trailer feels bigger than the first one. It's definitely more epic, more confident. The production design looks very massive, as we already knew from the first trailer, and the costumes look very detailed, and the world of Eternia feels very alive. And I feel like that's very important because this movie isn't just going to be another reboot. It's probably trying to launch a full franchise here. I'm like, we know how Hollywood works, but honestly, with this, I would love to see a trilogy. I'm not going to hate on that. So, a quick bit of history here. Master of the Universe started back in the early 80s as a toy line created by Mattel, exploded into a global phenomenon, spawning cartoons, comics, and eventually the 87 live action film starring Dolph Lundgren. But that movie had a lot of issues, especially with its smaller scale and heavy focus on Earth. This new version feels like it's correcting that mistake, and it looks bigger, more faithful, and more cinematic. So the big question is this: will this finally be the fantasy blockbuster that brings He-Man back into the spotlight? Because if the action delivers, if the characters do connect, and if Skeletor becomes a truly iconic villain, then this could be one of the most surprising hits of the summer. But now I want to hear from you guys. Did this trailer win you over? Were you already won over from the first trailer like I was? Are you even excited for this movie at all? Do you even know who the Masters of the Universe are? Or are you still on the fence? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a chocolate broadcast, because later on today there is a Supergirl trailer dropping and the Backrooms official trailer is dropping, which I will be talking about later. And with that, I will catch you guys in the next one.